Well, the theme of the Michigan band at halftime today is roots. It seems that everybody is tracing their roots these days. And what you're seeing here is the first stop of the Michigan band at Stonehenge Stadium in England. And, of course, the Cavemen are the ones who were the original marching band of the University of Michigan. I'm sure that the Ohio State Rooters would enthusiastically support that statement. Anyway, the band performs the first marching arrangement ever to be unearthed. After that, they go to the Colosseum in Rome, and we get the interpretation of how the band sounded in those days as the Emperor comes into the stadium. And of course, you will note that you're listening to the strains of the victors as it would have sounded in ancient Rome. Back up into a little more modern times, the further research of the Michigan ancestry of the band takes them to New England. That famous painting of the fife player, the flag bearer, and the drummer. And we will hear the version of Yankee Doodle, kind of offbeat, as the Michigan band traces its ancestry here on November the 19th, the site of the 74th meeting between Ohio State and Michigan. Michigan leading it at halftime 7-3. How the band sounded during colonial times. Now as the band will swing into another formation, we're going to take this moment for a rather important, significant message. Keith Jackson was recently at halftime. We have the 50th anniversary of this great Michigan stadium. It was 50 years ago that Fielding H. Yost dug the hole that was the beginning of the Michigan Stadium. You see Mr. Bob Lund on the field. He has just driven a brand new Chevrolet onto the field here, a 78 model. He is, of course, the general manager of Chevrolet division. In the foreground there is Al Wistard, former All-American. On the field also, Prince Chrysler, former coach of Michigan, former athletic director, as well as Benny Osterbaum, Ron Kramer, All-American. And behind Mr. Lund there is Bill Dufek, who was injured. He's the fellow with the letter sweater on the letter jacket there. He was an All-America offensive tackle before he was injured in the first practice of the season, and will get one more year of eligibility. So you'll see Mr. Dufek very much in evidence next year. So the Michigan band leaves the field here at halftime. We're just about ready to get back to more football. We'll be back here in the Michigan Stadium right after this message.